Hey guys, it's Chris again. I just wanted to do this quick little video to share something with you that I found yesterday that I thought was really interesting and might be a really interesting thing to make a video about and to talk to you guys about. So Staples, which is a store if you didn't know, has this thing online called a reading speed test. It basically gives you this thing to read and then you have to answer 3 questions about the thing you just read. And it basically tells you how many words you can read per minute based on how fast you read page that it gives you and how accurately you answer the questions to make sure you're actually taking in the information and not just like speed reading through it just to get to the end to give yourself a better score. I'm going to put a link to that down in the description. Please go try that out. I really want to know what you guys get for it. Make sure you don't just like go through it just mindlessly skimming over the words, because that'll definitely make your results not very accurate. Make sure you just go with a natural reading speed, the reading speed you would use for any book that you would normally read, and then try to answer the questions, and it'll tell you how many words you read per minute and where you kind of stand compared to everybody else. I got 520 words per minute, which is just a little bit above average college student. It actually says that it makes me 108% faster than the national average. I'm guessing the national average is based on United States average. And I just thought that was really interesting. I've always considered myself to be on the slow side reader. I'm not really sure if that's true. I guess I do read faster than the average person in general, but I also read slower than a lot of people who read a lot of books. Like I've seen some booktubers on here say that they read like 11 or 12 books in January, and I'm just like, what? How is that even possible? I read 6 books in January, and I thought that was pretty good. I mean, some of them were fairly long books. A few of them were more than 500 pages long, and 2 of them were shorter than that. But I was just curious what you guys consider yourselves to be. Fast readers, slow readers, what? I mean, when I'm reading, I have this problem where I get distracted really easily. There's just like so many things going in my head all at the same time. So many different thoughts and feelings and emotions and things that just become this clusterfuck in my head, to the point where I have to kind of lock all of that away in like a box in my head in order to sit down and read something. Because sometimes I'll read like an entire page and then realize I didn't actually read it or take in any of the information that I just read, and I'll have to go back and read the entire page over again. Sometimes it happens with several pages in a row. I'm like, wow, I have no idea what I just read the last few pages. I have to go back and read all of these pages over again, because I actually have to actively take all of my thoughts and put them away when I'm reading. And honestly, that's one of the things I like about reading, is that it allows me to put my thoughts away for a while and just focus on a book. For the most part, like I said, a lot of times I accidentally let my thoughts take control while I'm reading, and I have to go back and reread stuff a lot. And I'm just wondering if that happens to anyone else as often as it happens to me. And I'm really just wondering what other booktubers' average words per minute score is, and where you are on that scale, and whether you're surprised about it or not, or if it's what you were expecting. Because I honestly got a higher score than I was expecting. I was expecting to have a lower score than that, because sometimes I do read kind of slow, but that's mostly just because I feel like I have to sit there and take in all the words and make sure I'm taking in all the words before I move on to the next page or whatever, to make sure that I didn't drift off into some random thought or daydream without realizing it while I was sitting there reading something. So yeah, give me your thoughts on that. I'd really love to hear what you guys score and how you feel about how fast you read. Do you wish that you read faster? Do you wish that you read slower? Do you have the same problems that I do? Do you have different problems when you're reading? Is there anything you do to help you read faster? Another thing that kind of goes along with this is that I have a really hard time reading more than one book at once. I know sometimes I see on Goodreads that people are reading like 3 or 4 books at the same time, and I honestly don't understand how you can do that. I really like to focus on one story before I move on to the next story, and I'm wondering what kind of things you guys do with that. Do you read more than one book at a time? Do you read several books at a time? Does that influence how fast you read the books? Does that influence how well you understand what you're reading? How much you take in what you're reading? And yeah, I was just really curious. I just really wanted to ask you guys all this and to share all of this with you. So let me know in the comments. I'd really love to hear it. One little bit of news is that I just decided to create a booktube related Twitter. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Feel free to follow me. Feel free to talk to me on there. I'd really love to have more conversations with people. I really like the conversations I've been having with people in comments, which is one of the reasons why I created this video, and one of the reasons why I created the Twitter, because I just really want to have more conversations with other people in this community and get to know other people in this community better. So I really hope you'll go and follow me there if you have a Twitter. I've never really been active on Twitter before. I used to kind of do stuff on Twitter a little bit more. I tried to do Twitter last year and I did it for like a month and then gave up on it because it's just normally not something I like to do. I don't really like to update people in every single aspect of my life. I barely even post anything on Facebook. I don't use Instagram, but this feels kind of different because it's book related, it's booktube related, and I'm using it to hopefully have some conversations with people and to get to know people in this community better. My voice is really weird. I actually am really quiet in person most of the time, unless I'm around the right people. I talk a lot when I'm around the right people, like my best friends and everything. But around most people, I'm kind of quiet. I'm kind of very introverted. And so when I talk a lot, my voice is not used to talking a lot, so my voice becomes kind of like sore, so I have to like drink water whenever I talk too much. Another thing, this cup. I have like 3 of these cups and it's like way faded right now, but this is a Medieval Times cup. Have any of you ever been to Medieval Times? Because it is freaking awesome and I love this cup. Medieval Times is like this big dinner and tournament thing. There's like this big stadium, this indoor stadium where you watch this show where people are jousting and sword fighting and there's knights and magic. And it's this really fun, really awesome show, and you get a dinner. It's like this really awesome chicken, and you get like potatoes and soup and other stuff, and you have to like eat it all with your hands while you're watching the show, and it's really awesome. If you've never been to a Medieval Times before, then you're missing out. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and go now. I will see you guys very soon with more videos. Please leave some comments. Please follow me on Twitter, add me on Goodreads, whatever. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon.